Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to This Week in Halo. Well, actually, it's the last 14 days in Halo, but you'll see why in a minute. Anyway, This Week in Halo is quite interesting. From brand new cut enemies potentially coming to Halo Infinite, a brand new Halo Infinite update, the community actually being listened to, hooray, and even Fireteam Raven. Today's video has heaps to cover, so safe to say it's going to be a good one. I even got some kick-ass gameplay for you all to watch while I chit-chat. Anyway, with that said, let's get into the video. So first up today, we have Halo Infinite's Christmas update. Operation Snowbound has released on the game, and it's really cool to see us finally, after 3 years, get a proper snow-themed game mode and corresponding map. As always, shout out to the Halo Forgers because the new Snowbound is beautiful, community made, and it's now available in Quick Play, Rumble Pit, and various other playlists. Now later in the operation, we'll be getting Snowball Fight, Plasma Grenade Throwing Madness, and it'll be on Snowbound, Snowground, a snow version of the Halo 3 map High Ground, and Snow Fire, a snow version of Live Fire. It is a big improvement on last year where we only got the snow version of Live Fire. It wasn't even its own playlist and no one really got to play it. That was a really dumb idea. The only downside to all of this, and it's kind of a big one, is that there's actually no new playable content on release of the update. So the update went live earlier this week. 1v1 Showdown became the new content, but players have already played that when it was the 1v1 Showdown Workshop. You know, the test version, nothing changed. The Snowball Christmas playlist doesn't come out until midway through the month for Christmas. So the whole update at release is Snowbound in a bunch of playlists, and that's community made, some cosmetics, a new battle pass, and that is it. If you're looking for positives, the 1v1 Showdown playlist is a lot of fun, and you can actually search it with a friend now, so you can play against one another. That's really good. If only you could have proximity voice chat in-game, and it wasn't anti-social. Still, the fact you can play with friends, really good choice. I did not expect them to do that. The free armor set is also very, very good. The double knife chest piece is great, and the free helmet attachment is also very good. Kind of reminds me of Halo 4. On the other hand, I know a lot of you guys will be like, AAA Studio, that's it? That's all they can manage for Christmas? The perspective I'd like to offer, and maybe you guys have noticed this too, it's kind of like we've gone back to the seasonal model of Halo Infinite. So each new season, spring, autumn, winter, and summer, the first month in that new season, we'll get a big content drop. New weapon, potentially new map and equipment, and then in those other 2 months, we'll get smaller content offerings like they used to do with the seasons. They really did back themselves into a corner by cutting the seasonal model. I said that was a mistake when they did it, so they're doing what they can. Just food for thought. Next up, and I really got to talk about this, it's a really stupid decision. It does have a happy outcome, so I guess all is good in the world now, but my god, it should not fall to me to make a video and then tweet out about it multiple times just to get this reverted. So when the new Snowbound operation rolled out onto the game and released, Halo Studios removed both Delta Arena and third-person firefight from the game. The two new things they added for the 20th anniversary of Halo 2 were now no longer accessible via their playlists. Now, I even said before the update, what are you guys doing? Do not remove this stuff. They even made a silly decision that now the playlists were gone, they broke up Delta Arena into 2 separate playlists. So the Legacy Slayer version, the classic Slayer option, was put into Quick Play, but then Capture the Flag, Oddball, and King of the Hill were put in the Arena Objective playlist. That means you could search one or the other. You couldn't even play both Slayer and Objective. On top of that, it got diluted into 25 other game modes, so it was barely playable if that was the only thing you were selecting. I literally tweeted out about this, come on guys, this is the worst decision you could have done. And Sketch over at Halo Studio said, hey, so for this week, it's going to be like this, but our priority is to revert Delta Arena into its own playlist again, and bring back third-person firefight. My suggestion, if you're so concerned about the playlist list being very, very long, consolidate all 4 firefight playlists into one, and then use the match composer feature you created to let people pick the difficulty they search in the match composer. So you can have normal firefight, heroic, legendary, and third person all in the match composer, and then the player themselves can pick the difficulty they want to play. Now, on top of all of that, and you guys were specifically vocal about this, Delta Arena was the first true classic Halo experience people had gotten in years. It's a unique experience that isn't like what else is offered on the game. For example, quick play with equipment, and I strongly believe with the playlist coming back, make Delta Arena into a proper classic Halo experience. So keep building on it. Take the maps you've made, or the maps the community has made, I should say, from Halo CE, 2, 3, even Reach, and put them into the playlist kind of like Squad Battle. Halo Infinite, even to this day, has so much potential. You guys at Halo Studios really got to capitalize on these easy W's when they come around. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Now, while we are on the topic of Halo Infinite and things that need to be fixed, this is important: cheating on Halo Infinite. I've been playing a lot of Halo MCC and it seems to have improved, thankfully, but I legitimately matched a Halo Studios dev and he had the 343 nameplate, etc. Their MVP on their team had the most disgusting network manipulation strategy I had ever seen. I'll put it up on screen, I recorded all of it, check this out. This kind of exploit really has to be fixed. He changed his gamer tag, so I had to go through a ton of effort just to find it and report him. But on top of all of that, he could just make a new account and do it again. Free-to-play games, as we know, are always going to be particularly troublesome to remove cheaters with the ease of being able to make new accounts. So I feel like hardware banning or banning the entire Steam account might be more effective than individually getting rid of each account they make. Thankfully, this story also has a positive ending because I beat him. I beat the cheater, I outscored him in kills, and even sniped him to ruin his perfection. Get f***ed. Next up today, and this was the last thing I expected to see, the Crusher. The Halo Infinite planned mini-bosses that were replaced with hunters very late in development. Well, Unseen Halo sent me some screenshots apparently, and they're delayed, not cut. So check this out. A man named Crab asked Ken, a Halo Studios developer, what sort of design iterations the planned Crusher enemy went through before it was scrapped. Ken simply replied, I wouldn't say scrapped, more like delayed, meaning at some point in future, we might actually get a brand new enemy archetype on Halo Infinite. With the addition of forgeable AI, this could be a really cool way to introduce a new enemy, and for PvE fans, this could be literally Christmas for them. In any case, I'm very curious to see how the Crusher would play. If Halo Studios truly is bringing back Infinite development and this is one of the things they're adding, I think it's pretty safe to say, yeah, Infinite development is back. Lastly today, and this is something you need to keep an eye on. You know Fireteam Raven, the arcade game where you play as a squad of ODSTs on the first Halo ring and they all die when the ring explodes when surrounded by the flood? Well, the cutscenes just got uploaded to YouTube with people actually talking about cracking the entire game to be playable for everyone. Now, if Fireteam Raven becomes playable on PC, Halo fans are going to be eating good. I would expect some sort of emulation to make it compatible with Windows, but this is such huge news, I had to at least mention it. If it happens, amazing. I know people are working on it, watch this space. And that's it. That is this week in Halo. A lot of Infinite this week, some silly decisions, honestly. I don't know why Halo Studios removed the one content offering classic Halo fans really like, but I'm glad it's coming back. Snowball Fight will release probably around the 15th. Delta Arena comes back this week, and so does Third Person Firefight. Next Operation will be Brute themed. I'm not going to say we're getting the double barrel definitively, but it is definitely a possibility. So with that said, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.